Dear students, welcome to the Introduction to Anthropology. Today, we'll be discussing religion. We'll be covering what is religion, expression of religion, social control, kinds of religion, religion and change, religion and cultural globalization. What is religion? Anthony F. C. Wallace offers this definition: belief and ritual concerned with supernatural being, power, and forces. By supernatural, he referred to a non-material realm beyond the observable world. The realm cannot be verified or falsified empirically and is explicable in ordinary terms. It must be accepted on faith. Anthropologists like Durkheim have stressed the collective, social, shared, and enacted nature of religion, the emotions it generates, and the meaning it embodies. Victor Turner updated Durkheim's notion using the term communitas, an intense community spirit, a feeling of great social solidarity, equality, and togetherness. The word religion derives from Latin religare, to tie, to bind. But it is not necessary for all members of the given religion to meet together as a common body, and they may form an imagined community with people of similar faith throughout the world. Many anthropologists argue such categories like religion, politics, the economy are arbitrary constructs that apply best and perhaps only to Western, Christian, and modern societies. Expression of religion. There are suggestions of religion in Neanderthal burial and on European cave walls, where painted stick figures may represent shamans, early religious specialists. Although such speculation and inconclusive may have revealed important functions and effect of religious behavior. Spiritual being. The anthropology of religion was founded by Sir Edward Bernard Tyler. Religion arose, Tyler thought, as people tried to understand conditions and events they could not explain by reference to daily experience. Tyler believed that ancient humans and contemporary non-industrial people were particularly intrigued with death, dreaming, and trance. Tyler concluded that attempts to explain dreams and trance led early humans to believe that two entities inhabit the body. For Tyler, animism, the earliest form of religion, was a belief in spiritual being. Tyler proposed that religion evolved through stages, beginning with animism, polytheism, and monotheism. These developed later. Powers and forces. In addition to animism, and sometimes coexisting with the same society, is a view of the supernatural as a domain of impersonal power or forces, which people can control under certain conditions. Melanesian traditional belief in mana, a sacred impersonal force existing in the universe. Mana could reside in people, animal, plant, and objects. Magic and religion. Magic refers to supernatural techniques intended to accomplish specific aims. These techniques include magical action, offerings, spells, formulas, and incantation. Magicians employ imitative magic to produce a desired effect by imitating it. Magic exists in societies with diverse religious beliefs, including animism, mana, polytheism, and monotheism. Uncertainty, anxiety, solace. Although all societies have technique to deal with everyday matters, there are certain aspects of people's life over which they lack control. When people face uncertainty and danger, according to Malinowski, they turn to magic. Expression of religion, rituals. Several features distinguishes ritual behavior from other kind of behavior. Rituals are formal, stylized, repetitive, and stereotyped. Rituals convey information about the participants and their traditional repeated year after year, generations after generation, ritual translate enduring messages, values, and sentiments into action. However, just by taking part in joint public act, the performer signals that they accept a common social and moral order, one that transcends their status as individuals. Rite of passages. Rite of passage can be individual or collective. Traditional Native American vision quests illustrate individual rites of passage. To move from boyhood to manhood, a youth would temporarily separate from his community. After a period of isolation in the wilderness, often featuring fasting and drug consumption, the young man would see a vision, which would become his guiding spirit. He would return then to his community as a socially recognized adult. Totemism. Totemism was a key ingredient in religion of native Australian. Totems could be animals, plants, or geographic features. In each tribe, groups or people had particular totems. Members of each totemic group believed themselves to be descendant of their totem. Social control. Religion means a lot to people. It helps them cope with uncertainty, adversity, fear, and tragedy. Lives can be transformed through spiritual healing. Religion can work by getting inside people and mobilize their emotion, their joy, their wrath, their righteousness. If the faithful truly internalize a system of religious rewards and punishment, their religion becomes a powerful influence on their attitude and behavior, as well as what they teach their children. The order and stability that are constantly reinforced in sermons, catechism, and the like, they become internalized psychologically. They guide behavior and produce regret, guilt, shame, and need for forgiveness, uh, expiation, and absolution when they are not followed. So anyone with political agenda or any other ulterior motive can and do use religion as a mechanism of social control. For example, rise of Hindu nationalism in India. Kinds of religion. Although religion is culturally universal, religion exists in particular societies and cultural differences shows up systematically in religious belief and practices. Foraging societies typically have only part-time specialists who often have both religious and healing roles. Shaman in general term encompassing curer, medium, spiritualists, astrologers, palm reader, and other independent diviners. Societies with productive economy based on agricultural trade and large dense population, that is a nation state, can support full-time religious specialists. Professional priesthood and professional priesthood. Greco-Roman religion were polytheist featuring many deities. In monotheism, all supernatural phenomena are believed to be manifestation of or under the control of single eternal, omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent being. The divine is domain of exalted morality to which human can only aspire. Protestant values and capitalism. In his books, The Protestant Ethic and the Spirit of Capitalism, the social theorist Max Weber linked the spread of capitalism to the value preached by early Protestant leaders. Weber saw European Protestants and eventually their American descendants as more successful financially than Catholics. He attributed this difference to the values stressed by their religion. Weber saw Catholics as more concerned with immediate happiness and security. Protestants were more ascetic, entrepreneurial, and future-oriented, he thought. Capitalism, said Weber, required that the traditional attitude of Catholic peasants be replaced by value befitting an agricultural economy based on capital accumulation. Protestantism placed a premium on hard work, an ascetic life, and profit seeking. Early Protestants saw success in earth as a sign of divine favor and probable salvation. Weber also argued that rational business organization required the removal of industrial production from the home. Its setting its peasant societies, Protestantism made such a separation possible by emphasizing individualism. Individuals, not familiar or household, families or household, but be saved, would be saved or not. Religion and change. Like political organization, religion helped maintain social order, and like political mobilization, religious energy can be harnessed not just for change but also for revolution. Reacting to conquest or to actual or perceived foreign domination, for instance, religious leaders may seek to alter or revitalize their society. One of the examples would be cargo cults. Revitalization movement known as cargo cult have arisen in social situations in which local people have regular contact with outsiders but lack their wealth, technology, and living standards. Cargo cults attempt to explain European domination and wealth and to achieve similar success magically by mimicking European behavior and manipulating symbols of desired lifestyle. The cargo cult of Melanesia and Papua New Guinea are hybrid creations that weave Christian doctrine with Aboriginal belief. They take their name from their focus on cargo, European goods of the sort natives have seen unloaded from the cargo holds of ships and airplanes. Syncretism are cultural, especially religious mix that emerge from acculturation. Cargo cults are syncretism that blend Aboriginal and Christian belief. New and alternative religious movement. New religious movements have varied origins. Some have been influenced by Christianity, other by Eastern Asian religion, still other by mysticism and spiritualism. Religion also evolved in tandem with science and technology. For example, the Rialian movement, a religious group centered in in Switzerland and Montreal, promotes cloning as a way of achieving eternal life. Religion and cultural globalization. Eventually, Protestantism stresses conservative morality, biblical authority, and personal conversion experiences. Pentecostalism strengthened family and households through a moral code that enjoins respect for marriage and prohibits adultery, gambling, drinking, and fighting. These activities were valued mainly by men in pre-conversion culture. Pentecostal idea is strongly patriarchal, with women expected to subordinate themselves to men. Women tend to be more active church member than men are, and eventually become the leaders. Pentecostalism spreads as other forces of globalization displace people and disrupt local lives. To people who feel socially adrift, Pentecostal evangelists offer tightly knit communities and a web like structure of personal connection uh, within and between Pentecostalist communities. Such network can facilitate access to healthcare, job placement, education service, and other resources. Anti-modernism and fundamentalism. Anti-modernism is the rejection of the modern, including secular forces of globalization, in favor of what is perceived as earlier, purer, and better way of life. This viewpoint arose out of the disillusionment with industrialism. Religious fundamentalism describes anti-modernist movement in various religions, including Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, which is a modern phenomenon. I'll end my discussion